All right, we'll look at some plays from last week. We'll start with targeting. We'll add all the numbers. We'll share those in the email with the video link. But in FBS, through 3 weeks, 1 disqualification every 5 games, which is exactly where we were at the end of last year. So we'll start with Oklahoma, Nebraska, and we're going to have a flag down, multiple flags down, and the announcement is going to be roughing the passer with targeting. Whenever you hear with, that means we have 2 fouls. We have a personal foul in addition to targeting, and only the targeting aspect is reviewable. So we're going to have a 15-yard penalty enforced regardless of what happens with the targeting. You'll see here, start with the head down, leading with the head, attacking with force, and he uses the crown of the helmet to make the contact. So this is targeting, does appear to be up in the head neck area as well. Defenseless player, so this is pretty clear targeting, and it was confirmed. Want to talk about hits on defenseless players, and it doesn't have to be with the crown. If you have a defenseless player, which the passer is, when the passer's in a passing posture, even if they don't ultimately throw a pass, they're in that posture, they are considered defenseless. Different from a ball carrier, a running posture, where you are not considered defenseless. So we're going to have no flag here. Replay stops the game and adds a foul for targeting. And you're going to see different here where the defender does keep the head up, but he's leading with it. You can see the lean. The head is coming first, so he's leading with the head, and that's one of the indicators for targeting on a defenseless player. Leading with the head, attacking with force, and that contact has to be to the head neck area, and you can see it clearly is to the head neck area. So this is targeting for a hit on defenseless player. It's not the crown part of the rule. It's a hit on a defenseless player. 914 is the rule reference, and that is targeting. Now if this defender comes in and the defender is straight up, head up, body up, one straight line, and leads with the chest and wraps, and the face masks just click together, that's not targeting. That's not leading with the head. Here, you can see that lean. You can see the helmet is the first part of the contact. Leading with it, attack, forcible contact to the head neck area. That is a foul for targeting, and the player was disqualified after replay added the foul. Okay, let's talk about the low block rule, and it starts with the tackle box. So normal position of the tackle, outside shoulder. So that's the tackle box laterally. For purposes of this rule, it extends 1 yard beyond the neutral zone and then all the way back to the offensive team's end line. So that's the tackle box. Any block, low block below the waist that occurs outside the tackle box or after the ball has left the tackle box is a foul. It's illegal. It doesn't matter which player, which team. That's illegal. So when can players block below the waist? Your interior 5 linemen in the tackle box can block low on their initial charge. They can block low from the front, from the side. As long as they don't clip from behind, that's legal, the initial charge. After that, they can block low in the tackle box while the ball remains in the tackle box only from the front. After their initial charge, only from the front. A stationary back, so this player here who is in the tackle box can block low as long as it's from the front. As long as it's directed 10 and 2 from the front, that would be legal. Again, has to occur in the box, and the ball has to still be in the box. Defensive players within 1 yard of the line of scrimmage in the tackle box, so within the tackles and stationary position, they can block low on their initial charge. Okay, after that, low blocks are off. And so you're going to watch this player. It's going to be this linebacker coming up to support the run, and that player is going to go through the offensive blocker below the waist. That's a foul because that player was not on the line of scrimmage, stationary within the tackle box. The block takes place outside the tackle box. The ball is outside the tackle box. Just can't do it. That's illegal and a foul for a low block. Okay, let's talk about catch, no catch, and just the process of the catch. It's control, a body part, and then the time to perform an act common to the game. This was ruled a catch on the field, and this is a catch. If you watch, the receiver has control. He's going to get a body part down, and then he's upright. And this action of going to the ground is not part of the catch process. He has completed that time element before the defender takes him to the ground as part of a second act here. So control, body part. Now he's got time. Now the defender throws him to the ground. The ball comes out. That's not part of the catch process. This is a catch. It was overturned in replay, should not have been overturned. The call in the field should have been confirmed. This is a catch because that time element was completed. Okay, back to Nebraska. We're going to talk about goal line, pylon, goal line extended. So it is a score when a ball in player possession breaks the plane of an opponent's goal line. Okay, but that goal line only extends outside of the field of play if the ball carrier either touches a body part down in the end zone or touches the pylon with a body part. So you're going to see that. Understanding the rule, watch this good replay that we have. And these replays, these are the best replays. This camera from the corner of the field are the best replays for pylon plays. And you'll see the ball is in the outside arm. So now, if that ball doesn't cross inside or over the pylon, then the runner has to either get a body part down in the end zone or touch the pylon to get the goal line extended. Okay, so here we're going to see, watch, the first thing that hits is the left foot out of bounds. He does not hit the pylon, so at that point the ball has to be inside or over the pylon for it to be a score. It's not. It's outside the pylon. Even though it's breaking the plane of the goal line extended, that doesn't apply here. If his knee had just touched the pylon, at that point the play would be dead, and if the ball is breaking the plane of the goal line extended, we would have a score. So this was properly overturned in replay because the ball crossed outside the goal line pylon and the goal line extended did not apply in this situation. Okay, let's talk about an eligible downfield rule. And so here it's going to be the right guard on this play. So the rule basically says if the pass crosses the line of scrimmage, a forward pass crosses the line of scrimmage, you're ineligible players, you're 5 interior linemen. That could be a receiver that's covered up. They can't go downfield more than 3 yards until the ball is released. So that's the key. So you're going to have 3 yards. The ball snapped on the 18. We're talking about the 21. And the rule talks about if any body part of that player is beyond 3 yards, then that's a foul. So if you watch the guard is going to end up being 4 yards downfield at the release point. That's the key. The pass is released at this point. You can see he's 4 yards downfield. The ball has to cross the line of scrimmage, and it's basically when it's first touched. That's what you're ruling on. If the pass doesn't cross the line of scrimmage, if it's first touched behind the line, then there's no restriction on ineligibles going downfield. 3 yards. NFL rule is 1. College rule is 3 yards. The NFL does not have a line of scrimmage part of the rule where it's just if there's a forward pass, you can't be more than 1 yard in the NFL. And college rule, it's 3 yards, and if the pass does not cross or it's first touch behind the line, you can be as far down the field as you want. Okay, let's talk about the snap. An illegal snap is one continuous motion from the snapper's hand. So once the snapper starts the backward motion, if it's one continuous motion, even if it slips out of his hands, that's a legal snap and a backward pass and a live ball. So here we're going to call an illegal snap on the field, and it's close. You can see the replay, and tough to tell. It looks like it might be one continuous action, but what if is he trying to stop the snap? If there's anything unusual, any kind of stop and start, any kind of quick or abrupt movement, that's going to be an illegal snap, and officials will always lean towards shutting it down. That illegal snap is just like a false start. It shuts the play down. It's not a live ball foul. And again, if it's anything close, officials are always going to shut it down. That prevents anything crazy from happening. But just want to make sure we understand what is a legal snap. And if it is legal, even if it slips out of his hands in one continuous motion, it's a live ball. Illegal snap would be a dead ball foul, and the defense or the offense can't recover. The play's dead at that point. All right, end of game here. You'll see Cal is out of timeouts, and the quarterback is going to get hit. And the initial ruling on the field is going to be a fumble recovered by the defense, and Notre Dame is going to return it for a touchdown. And you'll see the clock go inside 10 seconds, almost down to 0 before the play ends. So Ruling on the field, touchdown. Replay comes in, and we're going to review this and put the quarterback's knee down. You'll see the knee is down before he releases the pass, so before the ball comes loose. And so replay puts the runner down, and then this does have a 10-second runoff. So then you're thinking, okay, 10-second runoff, clock is inside 10, we're going to end the game. But it's not where the clock was at the end of the down. It's where the clock was when the knee was down. So when replay puts the player down, where is the clock? So you'll see at that point, with the knee down, the clock is at 15 seconds. And so that's the time you reset it to, and you run 10 from there. And either team could take a timeout to save the runoff. Obviously, Notre Dame's not going to save the runoff. Cal doesn't have a timeout remaining, so it's going to go 15-5, and it will start on the ready for play. So the runoff always takes place from where the clock was when the runner was down, was ruled down in replay, not at the end of the play. And then last play, and we're just going to talk about live ball, dead ball fouls, ruling on the field, ball snapped from the 6. Ruling on the field is a touchdown, but we're going to have multiple flags down. The flag here in the end zone is going to be for taunting, and the player that caught the pass, he's going to flip the ball at the defender as he goes out of bounds. So that's a dead ball foul for taunting. Had there been no other flag, no other foul, the touchdown would count, and the defense could enforce the penalty either on the try or the ensuing kickoff. But there is another foul for holding, and you're going to see it's going to be a hold on the left guard, number 78. And that's a live ball foul. So live ball fouls and dead ball fouls in college, they're both enforced. The live ball foul is enforced first because it occurred first. It's enforced from the line of scrimmage. So we go 10 yards from the line of scrimmage back to the 16, repeat third down, and then you have the 15-yard penalty for the taunt. That goes from the 16 all the way back to the 31. So this ends up being a third and goal from the 31 because both fouls do enforce. In the NFL, you would have to take the hold. The defense would have to decline the taunt because if they took the taunt, the touchdown would count, the down count. So you would have to take the hold in the NFL because you don't enforce both. In college, you enforce both, and we end up back at the 31. So that's the video. Appreciate all your attention to these. Let Mike or myself know if you have any questions, and let's have a great week 4.